request. It's going to be a longer Chewing Whispering Ramble. Don't know how long I'm going to get it. Maybe about 45 minutes, 40 minutes, I don't know. Depends on how I'm going with it. But happy birthday to Ripstar. I think I did one of these last year as well. I was in Florida at the time, though. I seem to recall that. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to be rambling about, whatever. I still haven't watched that Microsoft showcase thing. I actually watched the Nintendo Direct one, and I was going to kind of do that as part of my next drink review, but I'll just talk about a few things I liked on that briefly in this vid. My fiance actually picked this up today, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, because I was showing her the new Mario that they showed was a Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It looks cool. Classic kind of 2D platformer with some weird stuff. Mario turns into an elephant in this one. The pipes move and stuff like that, and like worms. A lot of kind of crazy stuff going on. There's something with like a bunch of sheep or something going. All of a sudden the flag went flying. Like it was a cool Sonic game as well. Sonic Superstars, same thing. 2D action. But I told her about this game. I forgot it came out. This was originally a Wii game. I didn't know what system this was originally on. I thought it was Super Nintendo at first. But it's the way, it's cool. We've been playing some of it. She went out today. She had to do some stuff, and she got it from Target. Been pretty fun so far. I'd never played this on the Wii. I think we've done the first, the first world. There was, I think, 4 or 5 levels. It was 5. I think we did the first 2 on the second one as well. Apparently this looks like it has some additional stuff as well. It was the Sonic Superstars, the Mario game. There's a Peach game coming as well. They only showed a little bit of that. They're remaking or redoing whatever. Luigi's Mansion Dark of the Moon. It's called that, right? That was on the 3DS. They're doing that, so that's kind of cool. There's another Detective Pikachu. There was something else in there I was interested in. Oh, the Star Ocean remake too. I guess it was the second one. That looks pretty good. I want to say there was something else though. Oh, I can't. Oh no, it was the Star Ocean remake. The second story, R or whatever the hell they call it. It looked really cool. Like it had the 3D worlds, but like the 2D characters like walking. It actually had a really cool look to it. But like I said, I still haven't watched that Microsoft one. Honestly, I will eventually watch it. I said I'd do a video on it. Of course, I say I do a lot of videos that I end up not doing. I say I do a lot of videos I do, and then I do a bunch. I don't do a bunch that I say I'll do. The honest truth is, there's nothing with Microsoft right now that excites me. Like, there's 2 things. Now, let me know if these were in that showcase, the Indiana Jones game and Elder Scrolls 6. I want to see that, and I don't think they showed anything about it because I was kind of reading up on it. Because I think, like, Starfield had its, like, own massive part, like, big section. I'm sure there's plenty of good stuff in there I'd like. I'm not kind of interested. I mean, even with this Nintendo Direct one, I kind of went to the things I was interested in. Same thing with the Sony one. I watched that one, but I was kind of like, the stuff I was interested in, that's what I focused on. The other stuff I didn't care about. But as I said, for now, we're playing some of this. It's the first game I played in a bit. Didn't hit any G sales today. It was raining for a bit, then it stopped. I think it might actually be a little sunny out right now. Tomorrow I'm going to go out and try to find a couple. It's supposed to not rain until later. See if I find anything. I probably won't. We were watching. I forget. Oh, we watched the last 2 episodes of that show, Cruel Summer. Pretty good show. We watched the first season as well. That was pretty good. This one's pretty good as well. I've been watching Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's ridiculous and hilarious as always. Watched a new episode of that last night. That train horn's gonna keep going. I can't like pinpoint it. That's why I just put on the mute real quick. But whatever. Did we watch any movies? I don't think we've watched any movies recently. We'll see the new Transformers. Obviously, I want to see the new Indiana Jones. We're gonna go see that. That comes out next week. I talked about the new Insidious as well. Somebody was asking about doing a White Men Can't Jump review, the new one, not the old one. I might get around to watching that. What is that? I don't know. I forget what that's on. Is that on not Paramount, Amazon? I gotta remember if it's on a streaming service that I have. I heard it's pretty bad. It's a weird movie to remake. I don't know. But if I ever get around to watching that, I will do a review on it. Somebody's asking about word search. I will be doing another word search at some point, probably this coming week. There goes the train again. Other stuff as well I was being asked about. Oh, there it goes. That's weird. It gave out like one horn blast before, and then I thought there'd be another one, so I had to mute. And then there wasn't for like, what, about a minute there, 45 seconds, and then they usually they have like 3 consecutively. That's weird. Of making those vids. Like I said, these things, because I went to North Carolina, I had to quickly get some videos up, and then I filmed a few while I was down there. But I'm going to be doing another drink review probably for Monday. I'll film it tomorrow. I might do it for tomorrow. I don't know why. I don't mute it because I'm thinking it's getting picked up at the volume I'm hearing. People have said they wanted to see a video of me playing the peg game, so I will probably do that as well. I can just do that with the kids. I'm filming this at 3:30. I'll put it up like 7 o'clock or something like that, but I could have went out and tried to find some. I think some of the garage sales are still going on, but I'm on my bike or I'm walking, so I'm not getting soaked. Even if people are under tents, I'm not. It's not worth it for me. It's been a bad garage sale season so far. I got right out of the gate and that little Goosebumps thing and the ring light, which I need to. There's been like nothing. Like I haven't found anything. There's not been a. I said some guy was getting. I didn't look. I think I'm pretty sure they were Wii games. I looked briefly. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna look anymore. Come on. I'm gonna assume there was some good stuff in there. But games at like any of the garage sales outside of that one, where I didn't see what was there. I'm gonna assume they're Wii games because that's how the spines look. But and the one I went to, I think I saw like Wii Ski for the Wii at one. That was it. Like there's been nothing really game related. And every like year, more and more people are coming in looking for games. It doesn't really matter because I still end up getting stuff. Obviously, you've seen the videos. They're able to hit a much bigger area than I can. But they're always coming across like these hard to find or just outright rare games at G sales. I feel like it's like, yeah, that's more realistic. Not to say I haven't come across some great stuff where you're like, look, and maybe they were, but where people were starting to get into the game. It's really all about luck because you can only get to that. You can only get to one G sale. You know, the first one, like if there's 10 garage sales at 9 o'clock, you're only going to get to really one, unless you get there really early. Maybe get to a second, but someone probably has already gotten to one of the other ones before you would have anyway. Like I said, when back in a clock, in 11 a.m., 12 p.m., whatever, I went down the street and I got all that DS stuff, the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color, a DS, original DS. I spent like $20 or $21, and I got just all. I made like $200, $300 on that stuff, $250 or whatever it was. I still have some of that thing stuff, I believe, or if it was, it didn't say video games, and I just came across it way late in the game, and it got cold, so it doesn't really matter. And that's off the main road too, Park Boulevard. It's off Brendan Avenue, you know, runs through Park Boulevard. It runs through Cartwright Boulevard as well, but those are busy enough, especially Park Boulevard is busy enough to where someone would have come across it. I just got lucky. A lot of it's luck, you know. And all it takes is like one hit to get what you need to get, you know. Yeah. I was pissed it was raining too because I wanted to get out and take a nice walk also. Maybe I will later, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I want to get back into a groove, just kind of sometime next week, doing certain videos and stuff like that. Try to get back into another role play kick. I did those like 3 pretty close to each other, and then kind of went away from it. But, what else? I was going to say something else, I forgot. That's why it's a ramble, right? For those G.I. Joe classified figures, I've showed the collection before. Here's actually. I got this figure, this Indiana Jones figure. This is Professor Indiana Jones. This is from The Last Crusade. I thought it was cool, so I picked it up. I might pick up the other Last Crusade ones. That is not focused well enough. I might pick up some of the other ones. They're kind of cool. For sure. So I might pick up some of the others. They had, they had the other guy, two of the other guys I saw. The one I think is a Target exclusive, so that might pop up on Amazon later on. And the one bad guy who gets his face, he chooses poorly with the Holy Grail. And the other guy who's part of the group that protects the Grail, the main one. But yeah. What else? Drive back from North Carolina was not to be left Wednesday, like later, because it was raining. The first 2 days we got there were nice. And, well, we got there like Saturday, 3 o'clock, and it was nice that day. And then Sunday was really nice, went in the pool, everything. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were all just rained out. They've been apparently, like our dad was saying, they've been getting like records amounts of rain down there since like the fall. So we decided, we're going to leave Wednesday. There's no point. So we drove 4 hours, stayed in Ashland, Virginia, and then left again Thursday morning. We got back. We had to get back around a little after 2:15, something like that. But there were like multiple car crashes on the way home. There was like 3 in Virginia, 2 that slowed us up pretty good, and 1 was in. They have like Virginia has like this. I guess they alternate the days or the times of day that you can go on these HOV lanes, and because it's like the middle of the road, and it's like 3 lanes, and someone must have gotten into an accident on that, so that thing was blocked bad, and we went past. We're like, oh, thank God we ended up getting on that, because there was an accident on there too, and everything was walled up nicely. I was like, man, that sucks. Nobody in these accidents were hurt, oddly enough. Not oddly enough, fortunately. And then there was another 2 Jersey, like right on the end of the Jersey Turnpike where we turned to go towards Staten Island. And then there was two but they weren't bad either, in New York as well. New York actually wasn't that bad over the Verrazano, the Belt Parkway was actually not terrible. But I was like, what? I was like, I was pretty getting into accidents today, apparently. It wasn't a terrible ride, but there was definitely a lot of slow up from that. But we've been looking at a lot of places in North Carolina to possibly move to. Probably be about 20 to 25. Georgia as well as Savannah area, Pooler. I think there's like Richmond Hill, and there's another area there in that like area we've been looking at. And North Carolina kind of was almost all over the place in North Carolina. Partially kind of where your dad is. I mean, looking at like Winston-Salem, Greensboro, Roanoke Rapids. I looked at. That's a little bit. That's like right on the border of Virginia. Raleigh, Durham, stuff like that. Places outside of Charlotte. But it's pretty nice down there, honestly. But we'll see, and like I said, the prices of houses is much better down there than it is up here. I still got to do that Long Island Ramble. I might do that tomorrow for Monday. Or maybe I'll do the drink review with the Long Island Ramble. I don't know. I mean, one of the negatives about Long Island, and not even all of New York, because upstate you can find cheaper houses, but Long Island's prices are extremely expensive. The houses and the property taxes are brutal compared to most states, especially those southern states like Florida, Georgia, South North Carolina, Virginia, almost anywhere else. Actually, California's probably terrible too, I would think. I don't know how places like Texas are and shit like that, but case in point, my aunt, they had the house in Florida, she had the house in Florida, but she might be paying like $1,500 a year in property taxes, maybe less. And here she was probably paying like $10,000 to $12,000. You would think New York would have endless revenue streams, but and like I said, we're looking at a house and stuff. We're not obviously ready to go this minute, but it's like half, like 50% excited, 50% nervous. It'd be kind of cool though to have my own kind of game room / library for our game room type thing. Nice backyard. We have a nice backyard here too where we're at, but our own backyard for use at any point, and stuff like that. But it'll be fun. I still got to do the gameplay. Like I said, the gameplays are just. I don't know why they are, and they just are. They're just for some reason I struggle with these gameplays, getting them up. We'll see if I get one up by the end of this month. It's already, what's today, the 24th? Probably not. That's just me though. I pretty much go with what I want to go with. Sometimes I have ideas in mind and I do them. Other times I have an idea in mind, I don't do it. I don't do a request, I do a request. That's why I really need to just stop saying I'll do all these requests, because I feel bad saying, but I don't end up doing a ton of them. I forget about a bunch of them. I just don't feel like I can do some of them well enough, and there's other ones I do, and this is the same thing with my own videos. I mean, case in point, I still gotta do the third part of that, the shady video, not the shady video, but whatever it was. They're trapped in the house. I want to do third part of that. I had a good idea for it, and I haven't done it. That was months ago. It was like February, I feel like. That's just how it goes. I don't know how much longer this is gonna go. I feel like I have to go to the bathroom. Slip into Shadows' shady shirt on here today. It hasn't been, I don't know how it's been by, all of you, wherever you're located, no matter where you're located in the world. In the comments, if you watch this far, let me know how this summer has been going for you. I know some places of Earth have summers at different times than we do here in America. North America, I'm assuming, Canada, Mexico are getting their summers around the same time, I would think. Summer here has been weird, man. It has not really heated up that much, which is fine. It's been a bit rainy down in North Carolina. Apparently it's weird. Florida's been pretty hot. I was talking to my aunt and mom, and it's been in the 90s down there. It seems like a lot of the Northeast hasn't gotten into summer yet. Granted, summer just started like 3 days ago, but usually it's a little hotter by now, but I'm not really complaining. I want to see the new. Did I say that already? I want to see that new Transformers: Rise of the Beast movie. Looks pretty good. I was going to talk about something else and I completely forgot about it. I'm going to start listing some stuff on eBay again, I think. It's been a while since I've done that. I just want to kind of get a little more money in my bank account just to kind of offset some of the expenses I have. Not go nuts, because I don't want us to start going nuts again. I don't have to, but I want to free up some space as well. So we'll see how that goes as well. So there's some games I want to get rid of and some other things that have just been I've wanted to get rid of, but I'm kind of not. Sorry about that. So I want to kind of do that. And it's kind of nice because I can put this stuff in the smaller bubble wrap envelopes and throw them right in the mailbox, and not have to go to the post office. So that's always good. Oh yeah, I was saying about those G.I. Joe classifieds. I was going to talk about that for a second, but I grabbed the Indiana Jones. They've added some nice ones. Low Light, Tunnel Rat, the Snow Serpent, a couple other ones too. I forget who else. There's a bunch of a different variant of Snake Eyes. A few other ones. It's always cool seeing those, especially because I grew up getting those when I was a kid. Not the originals from the '60s, but the 3 and 3/4 inch ones. They were they might be the best toy of all time, just because of the vehicles and everything, and the articulation on the figures and stuff. It was really like they were really well done. But I only pick and choose the ones I get. I don't really go nuts. There's a lot of figures I don't care for. There's some I still want, but I'm not gonna go nuts spending like $60 on one, because those things were a pain in the ass to get, and then they started to, I guess, produce more of them because people wanted them. I also have Scrap Iron as well, pre-ordered. I pre-ordered him a while ago. He was a little more expensive because he comes with this little thing that he has, the missile launching thing. I always loved that figure back in the day. And there's another one, the water moccasin driver, the ship, I forget his name is. I wonder if they're going to make that vehicle. Apparently they're making a vehicle for the Dragonfly helicopter. It's like $200 or something. It's going to be $200. I'm like, no thanks. It comes with the Wild Bill, the pilot as well. But I'm like, no. Still deciding on the PS5 as well. I said I might get it when we got back from North Carolina, but I think I'm holding off a little bit again. There's just nothing there. Honestly, there's nothing there. I'm not dropping $500 to get Ratchet and Clank. That's all I like truly want to play right now, because I have to obviously complete God of War to get that. And these games are going for $70, and they're not dropping enough. I was hoping by the time I got the PS5, some of these games would be like, $40-50. But the plus is there's a lot of kind of the indie type games coming out. They're like $30-40, which is nice to see. Which, whatever. I mean, if the game's good enough, it's an Elder Scrolls or something, I'm paying the money for it. But there's not enough there. Like with this console cycle for the Xbox Series X and the PS5, man, for me personally, there is not enough there. All this stuff, most of this stuff's coming out on the PS4 and Xbox One. Like the graphical upgrade is not worth $500 to me. It's not a $500 graphical upgrade. Until if they were just like, listen, we're done putting out games on the PS4 and Xbox One, I'd be like, okay, time to upgrade. And I will do that before that ends up happening. But I'm just gonna wait. I mean, probably the latest, the fall or something like that. That UFO game's coming out though. I think on the PS5 at least, probably on the Xbox Series X as well. Like $35. Like Gray Hill. This was a game that originally was on PC because I remember seeing people doing a video about it. It might have been Giant Bomb at the time, or even Nextlander. And it looked really creepy, and it's $35. So I'm like, oh man, that's on the consoles now. I have to get that. No, it is. Like, I want to hear more about that Wolverine game for PlayStation as well. And the Final Fantasy, the second part of the remake, Rebirth, when that comes out, that's going to be, I think that comes out early next year. That's another one where, like, okay, like, even the new Final Fantasy, like, it looks cool, but I'm like, whatever. It comes out in a few weeks, I think. Even that one, I'm just like, nah, you know what? I can wait. There's only a few games. There's actually only one game I can't wait for, and that's an Elder Scrolls game. Right? It happened with the 360. I was like, you know what? I can wait a little. I think 360 came out, October of 2005, and I was like, nah, I don't need it. And then it was like more. I think it came out in April of 2006. I started seeing the screenshots of it, video of it, and I was like, I can't. I'm like, I can't wait, and I got it like, I think a week after Elder Scrolls came out, or maybe a week before. No. I think I got the system itself, and then maybe it did come out like a week later, because it was still a little bit harder to find the Xbox 360s at that point. I want to say I got mine early April of 2006, and I'm pretty sure Elder Scrolls came out in that time. Maybe it was out already for like a week or two, and I just like, I can't wait. And Oblivion was amazing. Like it was amazing. Like it's one of those games where you're in the dungeon with is it Patrick Stewart voicing the guy. You're in the dungeon, and then you get out and you see just that opening of the game world, and you're like, oh my god, yes. That was an awesome game experience for me personally. I was just like, holy shit. Certain games do that for me where I'm just like, what? Super Mario 64 is probably the one that did it the most still to this day, where I first saw those 3D graphics with Mario, and I was like, what the fuck? I got it on the PS2, Xbox as well, GameCube, like the Resident Evil remake. I was like, whoa. It looked real. It still looks amazing to this day, too. You first saw the character models for like Jill and Chris and the rest of the people, like Wesker, Barry. You were just like, whoa. I think now a lot of that is gone because it's hit the HD era and it's so far into it now that you expect it to be great. You'll still be like, oh. But I feel like the jaw-dropping moments are kind of gone, at least for me. When I see like, when I threw on Until Dawn even, and that's a game that came out like, 2015, and I was playing it earlier this year. I was still like, this looks amazing. And that's the thing, it's like almost like, yeah, I know the Series X and the PS5 look better. They probably look quite a bit better if I put the games side by side, but it's not a huge difference to where, like, if I'm still playing games on these systems and I'm like, wow, I'm playing Until Dawn, almost 7 years, 7.5, 8 years after it came out, and I'm like, damn, this looks really amazing. Like, I don't need to upgrade to newer systems. until those games are exclusive for those systems. That's why I said Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. I was like, yes, there's a reason, but I'm like, man, I think new Spider-Man won't be on it. The Final Fantasy, the second part of the Final Fantasy VII remake is not going to be on PS4 either. So there's going to be, they're going to be, I'm going to be, okay, my hand's been forced, and that's fine. I want actual good reasons to get it. Now that's why I will hold off on like God of War Ragnarok and stuff like that, and I still need to play the first Horizon Zero Dawn, but the second one of those, I'd rather just get it on the newer systems, when I get it. Same thing with like a Hogwarts Legacy and stuff like that. Certain games I'd rather play on the newer systems, but other ones, even like The Quarry, for example, I was like, I'm good enough playing The Quarry and The Devil in Me on the older systems. But certain games, I'm like, you know what, I'll hold off, but it's not enough for me to want to buy it. System. Which is fine, I don't think you're going to see a price drop or anything, but... And that PS5 is freaking huge. My friend has one, and I knew it was big, from seeing it on screen, but man, my friends in real life, I was like, this thing is like twice the size of the PS4. I think it was bigger than the original Xbox, and that thing was a beast. And kudos to the Switch, they're still getting good games out. Like, people are like, oh, they need to release a new Nintendo. Do they, though? People are still buying the thing, and they're still putting out great games for it. I mean, we got ours in August of 2020. Had it for almost 3 years, and they're still, they're constantly pumping out games with these new Marios coming out. They just got the new Zelda, you're like, holy shit. Yeah, you could sit here and say, that game, that system came out with 2017, 6 years. I could see them going 7 or 8 years, maybe not, but, because you gotta remember the Xbox 360 had an 8-year life cycle. Like, I'm talking before the new system came out, not them continuing to go forward with it. But the Xbox One and the PS4 had 7 years before the new system came out. So I could see Nintendo doing another year, maybe 2. But if the thing's still selling like crazy, who cares? I personally don't. It's another new system I don't have to buy. Speaking of systems, I was actually looking at the Meta Quest. The Oculus Quest. I don't want to call it that. Meta. I was like, I gotta throw those 3D. Those 3D. And 3D is so cool. The Oculus Quest is so cool. But the problem is, it's the kind of thing I put in its little case and I forget about it. But there's some cool games on it that I want to check out. So I gotta pop that thing on again at some point. I still don't regret buying that thing because, like I said, the Resident Evil 4 experience alone was amazing on that thing. The Paranormal Activity game was great. Affected the Manor was really good. A lot of those games are really cool. And I have other ones on there I'd like to screw around with still and play with some more that I downloaded. But it's still a cool thing. But yeah, I'm gonna stop this in like a minute or two because I'm like holding back. I did get it into the past 35 minutes, so that's solid. I was afraid at the 20-minute mark. I was like, oh god, I'm talking about a long ramble, and this thing is not gonna cut it. But I'll be back making videos every day. Hopefully, I haven't missed a day this month. I thought I might miss one, but then we got home earlier on Thursday, so I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna just put one up at night, a video up at night, and continue to do that. And that's what I did. I don't mind putting up the night videos because they actually end up having stronger views overnight. They have the weaker day hours, but they really push good overnight, so it's not a bad thing. I don't mind it either, I mean, eventually I forgot that 4th of July is coming up, so if I'm filming at night around, even now, I need to film kind of earlier before night falls, and then also the fireworks going off, because I can't avoid that. It's going to get bad. There's a lot of fireworks around here, and I won't be able to block out that noise. I'll be hitting the mute button for 20 minutes at a time. But anyway, yeah, I gotta go. I can't hold on. There's a request here today. Again, happy birthday to Ripstar, and thanks for checking this out. And have a good